All right, I think we can get started. Danilo, are you on with me?
I am here, Sadie.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This is part of our Mortar Minute series. Today we're going to be talking about using Mortar as your digital trade show. So everything's canceled. And so we're going to talk about how this platform can work for you in place of those trade shows now while everything's canceled. But then also, using Mortar as a way to showcase your work in a trade show that happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless of what's going on in that outside world and what happenings are still being postponed or happening and underway. So I am Sadie Werfline. I'm the community manager here at Mortar. Happy to be with you guys today. And then I have one of my colleagues, Danilo Dorsey, on with me as well.
Hello, everyone. Sadie, I just want to mention too in this beginning photo, I love how well polished I look. I can't wait till we can go back to the office and I can look like that again, hopefully. So.
I'm just gonna say my roots don't look just like that right now. I'm really missing my my stylist right now. So, yep, strange times we're living in. All right, so just to get underway, I think, Danilo, it probably makes the most sense that we start with just a really quick background on what is Mortar and how does it work. So we'll just move ahead to the next slide here. And I'm just going to take a few minutes and give you a once over. So Mortar is, we're a website and an app that was created really specifically for the commercial construction and design industry. So our audience is everybody who services that industry. So think about your architects, your designers, engineers, contractors, subcontractors, and then product manufacturers who we refer to as brands. They're a huge part of the Mortar community, and that's what we're made up of. And then in addition to that, in addition to those companies and the people who work at those types of companies, our audience also includes their customers. So developers, business owners, facilities professionals. We really want Mortar to be one single place where everybody in this overall commercial construction and design network can come together. So the people that are providing the services and solutions, and then those people who are actually out seeking those services and solutions. So within the site, within the platform on Mortar, companies are represented with profiles, and they use those profiles to showcase the products they offer or the services that they offer. And then that helps them to be found by our users, who are, again, really that targeted all commercial audience. And then those end users, they're able to browse Mortar. They can search for specific content, the type of products or projects that they're looking for, ideas, inspiration, or real specific services or products. Once they find those companies or they find that content, they can interact with the companies directly from Mortar. They can access a bunch of resources. They can find technical files and documentation. They can see, what companies and products work together to make a project happen. And then they can take advantage of some tools that we've built in, like on their personal dashboards, like our design room feature, and some other really cool tools and unique things that we've built in. So with that, Danilo, unless there's anything else that you want to add, I think we can just jump right into the site.
No, that was perfect, Sadie. Yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into the site.
Okay, I'll take over, try to switch screens here. All right, can you see the Mortar homepage?
I can, yes, perfect.
Great.
Then are we able to give me control by chance of?
Oh, yep, sorry about that. So
No worries.
Everybody's very familiar, I think, with technical difficulties these days as we're all working through Zoom and all these other technologies. So Danilo, let me know if you can access that.
Yep, just one second. All right, it says I can control, perfect. Let me just do a couple things here. And then I'm gonna try to talk a little bit slower today just because I get a little bit of lag while I'm trying to scroll or click on items just by using someone else's computer and someone else's screen. Back in the days where we all worked in the office together, we would just be sharing the same computer. But unfortunately, during these times, we don't have that luxury. So I'll just go ahead and jump into it. You should all see the mortar.com website. You see the mortar.com homepage right here. And so just to begin right off the bat, if you want to search for inspiration, so beautiful project photos, different things like that, you can go ahead and click on the inspiration tab. If you're looking for professionals to use on an upcoming project or to get more familiar with professionals in your area, you can go ahead and click on the pros tab right here. Brands, same ordeal as the pros, except with the brands, the people who manufacture the products and the goods. If you want to go ahead and find different brands to use on upcoming projects, put into your project manuals. If you're an architect or a designer, or an architect, I should say, you can click on brands and you can search brands on Mortar. And then you have the forum tab right up here where you can see different article content of subscribers on Mortar. Then what you see here is the global search bar. So if you came to Mortar for a specific reason, there's something that you wanted to search right away, you didn't want to search the site, you just want to go ahead and do a search right now, you can go ahead and use the global search bar to search the entire Mortar site. So for instance, if I'm coming on and I want to do a search for, let's just say, office windows, I click enter. What you'll see here is what populates the photos. So I can click view more to see a lot more photos to inspire me on the upcoming project. I can see professionals that would service the office windows that I need, and then also the brands who would manufacture those office windows like Pella Windows, Anderson, Caribou, different things like that. And then what you see here too is you can also search by sector. So let's just say that I wasn't as specific in that search. Let's just say I took off office and I just searched for windows. And I see down here by sector, I go, well, okay, great. You know what? It does make sense that I search by, let's say, education, because I'm doing a school. And I know the windows that we would use in a school would be different than a bar or restaurant, or maybe a financial building or a corporate office. So let me just see the windows that showcase in this educational tab right here. And as soon as I click on it, of course, it'll take me to educational windows that you can see here. So I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to click, anytime you see this Mortar logo, it'll take you directly back to the home page. And then now I'll do a real quick scroll through the Mortar homepage where you see all these beautiful images on the site. So you can either search, here's our premier banner ad right here. You can explore by sector. You can find the right team. So you can see different companies located here on Mortar. You could search by different photos in a project gallery or a showroom right here. And anytime I click on any of these photos or the company that I scrolled by previously, I'm getting a little bit of lag here, so just bear with me. But anytime I click on any of these photos, the company right here, the explore by sector right here, and then also this premier banner ad, it'll take me directly to the company who purchased this feature placement on the site. It'll take me directly to either the project gallery where the photo is, or the profile too as well of the company. And the great part about the mortar.com homepage is that you don't need to be just a premium subscriber. You do need to be a subscriber on Mortar in order to buy feature placement or purchase feature placement to boost your visibility, but you don't need to be a premium subscriber. The benefit of being a premium subscriber is that you do have feature placement built into your pricing, but you can be a basic subscriber and then use the Mortar Plus Media Kit to purchase different things on Mortar to boost your visibility. So if you wanted to come on with a free profile, but you go, hey, you know what? I want to boost us a little bit. You can buy the feature placement on the homepage, the inspiration tab. You could buy purchase a forum article that you would be with our communications director, Jen Leveson, who would collaborate with you on that. So you have multiple ways of boosting your visibility, whether you're a basic or a premium on the site. Next up, I'd like to show you the inspiration tab. I always like to go there next because our users spend majority of the time here on the inspiration tab on mortar.com. Why? Because there's over 28,000 plus images on mortar.com to inspire you on your next project. You can see here it's a perma scroll. I'm not going to try to do it too much with all the lag that I'm getting, but you can see you can just keep scrolling and scrolling. You see that the first 6 rows here all have company names on them. That's just more feature placement opportunity for yourself to boost your visibility. These 6 rows never change out throughout the time span of the feature placement, whether that be a week or 2 weeks. And then after that, the ones without the names on them, I should get there eventually. You'll see there that should randomize every time you come in here, giving everyone an opportunity to populate towards the top. So if I came on here for a specific reason, let's just say if I wanted to search by sector, I can see all the sectors that we offer here on mortar.com. I could see different photos of spaces, so arena to kitchen to sales floor to studio. And then I can also do a search by product type too as well. So brick, glazing, different items like that, such as doors, railings, workstation, so on and so forth. Now, if I came onto Mortar, and let's just say I have a specific project of mine that I came on here for, a specific reasoning, I can also use the search bar up top. So let's just say if I do let's just say I have a project for an office atrium design coming up. And I go ahead and type that in. What you see is without even clicking enter, it already starts to auto-populate for you. And now I can see beautiful images of different office atriums on Mortar. And again, it's a perma-scroll, so I can just keep scrolling and scrolling and see different pictures of office atriums on Mortar. And the great part is what you're kind of realizing is that, okay, it's kind of like a Pinterest. And you wouldn't be wrong by saying that, because on Pinterest, you can find beautiful images of commercial projects all day long, no doubt about that. The issue what happens is with a site like Pinterest is that when you click on the picture, sometimes, if not a lot of times, it'll take you to a website that doesn't even host the project. So you go, great, you know, I found a beautiful visual picture, but I don't have that next piece of the puzzle. The great part about Mortar.com being pure to the commercial construction and design industry is that you always get that next piece of the puzzle. And what I mean by that is, if let's just say I'm doing a cafeteria inside a corporate office or an office building, and it needs to be fun, different things like that. And I really like this third picture right here, so I'll go ahead and click on it. You'll get an enlarged view of the picture, but not only that, you get so much more. What I mean by that is you get the company who posted the picture. For instance, Heartland, who is a subcontractor on the project out of Iowa, posted this picture. So therefore, I get the next piece of the puzzle to where I at least know that, okay, I have a starting point. Heartland, I can reach out to them and get more information about this project. But on Mortar.com, we go so much further than that. And what I mean by that is that you can tag pros and brands that you've worked with on each project. So for instance, I don't only get Heartland in this situation, I get looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 5 different project contributors right here on the far right side. So I know that the dealer on this was JTH Lighting Alliance. The general contractor was the Weeds Company. And then not only that too as well, where I get to tag the pros, I get to tag the brands too as well. So if I look over at this picture, I could see that Hightower did the chairs. I get to see that for the table, I have Leland. For this high top table, I have Leland too as well. And then for this lighting up top, I have Focal Point. So I can get more information. I can see all the project contributors right here on just one photo. In just one photo, I have about 10 to 11 different people I can contact on contact out to on my upcoming project. And it doesn't stop there too as well. With the brand tags, you can actually see more information about the project. I can view the BIM file. As you know, or you might not know, we have 2 software partnerships on the site where we have BIM object that's integrated into our system, and then also Material Bank too as well. So I can click on the BIM file and I can get the BIM file off this. I can send them a message directly. So there's so much more you can do on Mortar.com being a pure commercial platform. And then there's also some buttons down here that, Sadie, I don't know, would you like to explain a little bit more about some of the buttons down here that you can like, share, save?
Yes, sorry to unmute myself. I never know when a dog's going to bark. Or yeah, so we have some engagement opportunities for our end users. So those people who are out browsing this content, they're able to just, the star is a like, just like any other, you know, like the social media platforms that you're familiar with. They can just kind of show you, the company subscribers, some love on that. Share allows that end user to just pick the platform or the method that they want to share that particular image or that project. And then our save, this is kind of cool. This is where you can actually go in and you can save an image that you find on Mortar to your own design room. And so design rooms live in your dashboard I'm currently logged in, or I'll say we're logged in since we're both controlling the profile here, or the site today. We're logged into my personal profile. So those are private. They don't show on the site, but within my own personal profile, I have a dashboard where I can, you know, save some valuable information. I can recall the companies that I'm interested in. And then my design room on my dashboard, that's like essentially like my board. So as I'm finding things I like, I have a whole collection of design rooms out there. So I can go ahead and just check the one that I want to save it into. I can make myself a little note, and then I can add it to my design rooms. So I'll show you at the end of the site tour here. If we have time, I'll pull up and show you kind of what that looks like to be able to recall that information that you've saved. So yeah, Danilo, is it okay if I proceed and show a few other things here?
Yes, please. And then just so you know, I stopped my remote control, so I no longer have control on the screen, okay. Just in case if you're expecting me to do something on the screen, sorry.
No problem at all. So I think from here, what I would really like to show, thinking about today's focus being on that virtual trade show, more using companies being able to use Mortar as their 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week trade show. I want to take some time and look at our company profile setup and how companies are able to showcase their work. So I actually just went over to our brands feed, and I'm just going to pick a brand. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to narrow it down. I think I'm going to use a lighting brand. I think I have a good one in mind that I want. OCL, yes. Okay, I know I just saw that we had loaded some new products into OCL Lighting. So they're one of the companies showcasing their work on the site. So for OC, what we're showing here, what I want to showcase here is just kind of how they're putting their work together and the different options that a company has. So OCL is a brand or a manufacturer. So they, in some cases, our manufacturers are able to showcase their work by project. If they have, case studies, Mortar is essentially your platform to gather all of these, display all these case studies. But sometimes they want to showcase their work more by like the product line or the product type. And then a lot of them do both. So I like to show, I'm gonna go over to the showroom tab here and show how OCL Lighting is really doing both. So they have a good variety. They have 24 different showrooms that they've built out for you. And you can see right away at the start, they're showcasing a new product. So I'm gonna click into this showroom and give you an idea of how our showrooms are laid out. So they have the ability to share some information about that product. If they were showcasing this as a project, they would be, you'd be looking at the overall project description, but here's a description of this new product that they've launched. And then there's a collection of images showing the different options. So I'm just going to click into one of these images. And so this is their new cluster pendant. So it gives a little bit more information in the description here. And then like Danilo showed, our product tags on the, while we're on the inspiration page, they're able to add a little bit more information, and you can see here you can access some technical information. So more product information is going to take me right to a product information page on OCL's site. I can download the specifications directly right from this tag, and again, I can just connect directly with OCL if I want to start a conversation with them about this product or about anything in general with their products. So this is one way that we're showcasing a new product near the top of their feed here. And then as I scroll through, again, we have some load time here, sorry, home internet connections. So you can see we have some that are by type, the pendant lighting, ceiling lighting, outdoor, etc. And then as I continue to scroll here, I can see now these are more project-based. So clicking in, I can go and see more about the Marriott Marquis Chicago. This gives some inspiration or some information about that overall project. This does include some tagging information. So here, these are companies that contributed to this project. OCL is also tagged, of course, their own product, and then there are some other tags included in this project for other brands or other products that are being represented. So here you can see that they've tagged, this is Trimtex on the wall, and then up here you have the product tag for OCL's own product. So just some different ways that our companies are able to showcase their work and put it together. It's really flexible. What's great about this is there's a lot of detail associated with every showroom or every project gallery out there. And then of course with each photo that is included within there, within each project or each showroom, it has a bunch of data behind it that helps our users find those images based on the searches that are happening on Mortar and even off Mortar on their own browsers or their own search engines that are bringing them to Mortar. So where the power of the premium profile comes in is that does include a customer success manager, and our each of our premiums has a dedicated CSM that works on their case, and that CSM's job is to build this out. So a huge part of their job is to build this out. So while none of it is complicated, it's just, of course, a matter of time, building out the profile, getting the imagery in there, getting the right keywords and the right descriptions and tags in there. So our CSM works real closely with our subscribers and in gathering that data and placing it into the profile and doing a lot of the heavy lifting on that. So that's where one of the values comes in with a company subscription on Mortar, on the premium level anyways, is having somebody assist you with that.
That's a great point, Sadie. Could you do me a favor? Could you just click back to projects real quick? That button right there, perfect.
Definitely.
And then 24 showrooms in this. So I know that the topic today is just, how Mortar's your virtual trade show. I mean, Sadie, could you imagine the booth size you need to showcase all these 24 showrooms, these different products that you have? Could you imagine that booth size at a trade show and how much that could possibly cost to showcase everything that you see here?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And then you need a rather large booth, right?
It is.
So,
yeah, and it is unlimited on Mortar.
yeah, so that's the great part too, as well, is that, when Sadie did that search for lighting and you're just scrolling through companies, it's almost, you can picture yourself just walking down the aisle of a trade show where, if you're a brand, you get to set up your booth and see everyone, you get the people who are just there for the continuing education. So they fake being on the phone and they walk right by your booth. I've seen it hundreds of times, and that's okay. We still love them for doing it and for attending the trade show and whatnot. But, you can picture yourself there just setting up your booth and you're just walking the aisles of a trade show just by doing that search on mortar.com. And that's just the amount of content that you're able to put on mortar.com to showcase, let's just say, your virtual booth. It's just the booth size would have to be astronomical, and the cost of it would also be too as well, compared to being on mortar.com. So one thing I want to bring up too is that visual. Right.
Excellent. And I think from here, I want to, let's see, we have a question. Sorry, I'm just reading a question here. Do you have an example of a manufacturer that is on your site? Yeah, so the question is about examples of specific manufacturers on our site. And so I would say, Brett, if you're out on the site mortar.com, the best way to find the different types of manufacturers on the site is go to our brands tab, and then you can filter by specific product types. So see if I'm going to narrow down to a few to just see. Apologize if this isn't exactly what you're looking for, but just to give you an idea of the type of manufacturers that are represented out here, then you can kind of narrow down and scroll through the different types of companies that are showcasing their work. And really that same thing applies on the pro side. We have a filtering option if you're coming out to the site and let's say that you really are looking for, an architect or designers, you can narrow this down and then see the companies that you're scrolling. And then in addition to that, we also have a location search. So right up top here, you can specifically search by location. You can keyword search by location, and you can apply those filters by location. From here, okay, let's doing a little time check. I want to make sure that I'm sensitive to that. I mentioned that I was going to show you where once you're saving things, a user is saving things, they're following companies, where does that live? This is, again, on my own personal profile, this is my dashboard, so I can see a direct link to any companies I've followed, recent projects that were loaded by them, as well as images that have been starred by those, or that I've starred as I've been clicking through Mortar. And then my design rooms, I'm not going to spend time in this because we do have, we actually have a whole recorded webinar out there on design rooms that you can find on our Mortar Minutes landing page. And then we'll also continue to offer additional webinars on these topics. So please, I'd encourage you to either watch one of the ones that's out there or even join a future one. But here's where these live. So these are all these different design rooms that I have, and they allow me, again, to just kind of save the materials or the images that I found on Mortar, save things I found outside of Mortar, and then I can invite other colleagues to join me in my design rooms. That's optional. It's just an email invite to get somebody else in there. And then once you're in a design room together, you do have the ability to chat. So you can see here, we've got a chat going on these particular images. All of the images retain the data that they had attached to them when they were, when I found them on Mortar. And then we can also chat even on a design room level. So that's just a real fast, quick and fast review of design rooms. But want to make sure that you know these are the kind of tools our users are taking advantage of as they're browsing the site. They're finding that content that's put out there by these companies. Again, picture that trade show, walking down the trade show aisles, and when they actually stop fake looking at their phone to look up and engage with you, they find something they like, they can save it in there. In addition, they can contact you, still collaborate with you directly through your contact information on the site, as well as through our design room tools. So from there, Danilo, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about our subscription options and what's included with those services. So I think we'll just flip over from the live site. We'll just flip over to back to our deck here. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. So here you see, and obviously you just saw a lot of features about mortar.com, a lot of great benefits, tools that you can use to stay connected, collaborate with the entire commercial industry. So what's the pricing, of course, is the next question. One thing that's not mentioned on here that I love to mention is that we do have a basic subscription. It's absolutely free. You get 3 project galleries max. You get 5 photos in each. So, you can have up to 3 projects and about 15 photos total. And then, yeah, so it's a great way to get started on Mortar, it really is. But I really suggest that for the companies who tell me, they go, hey, when I'm off on a sale or having a demo, and they go, hey, Danilo, I'm really just getting started in the commercial sector, and I only have about 1 project to showcase. And I go, you know what, let me stop you right there. A great starting point might be a basic just to increase your visibility, but I always tell them, once they get to that 2nd, 3rd, or 4th project, I want to start talking to them about premium. And the reason being is because on premium, first off, you get unlimited project galleries, you get unlimited photos in each. So the more content you can put into your profile, the higher the searchability, obviously, you're going to have on mortar.com with different keywords and tags and different things like that. Another option, or another big reason for premium, is because you get quarterly analytic reports. So no minimum than every quarter, you'll have your client success manager sit down with you, and they'll go over your quarterly analytic reports to show how your profile is performing, so on and so forth. So you can see how Mortar is working for you. You also get feature placement built into your actual pricing. So what you see there is you get at least minimum 4 feature placements per year built into the pricing. You get 4 social media promotions per year built into the pricing too as well. The biggest reason why I suggest at least premium for all of our subscribers is because you get a client success manager with that. You get someone who's absolutely dedicated to your, and Sadie, I don't have control anymore. Could you go to the next slide for me, please? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I feel like a jerk for asking that. At least I don't have a clicker or anything.
I think Jules is actually the one we have to ask. While Danilo flips over to that, I do want to make sure there was a question that came in, and I apologize, Brett, because I kind of struggled reading through this, but the question was really about, they are an OEM manufacturer and they sell components to construction firms and architects, and wondering about, like, how would you showcase that on our site, or how would that work on our site? And it brings up a great point, because we have some companies on our site who, maybe they're designers or architects. So they're, when you look at the work that they do, it's overall, and we have all that. We're obviously really focused on the images and the finished project. And that's the image that we start with, and then from there drill down to how it came together. So oftentimes those other contributors, a lot of times what they did is behind the walls, or a lot of times what they did was before any of that those beautiful furnishings came in. But that's okay. The great thing about Mortar is we're showing the overall scope of the project. So we want everybody to be represented, and it starts with looking at what you can get when you work with these types of partners. So if you have finished project imagery and you have installation imagery, you can be showcasing that on Mortar. Even if the part that you did is behind the scenes, we use those product tags and we use the descriptions on there to really call out what your role is, and the keywords behind those images and behind those profiles to call in those searches for the people that are looking for those really specific solutions. So sorry, from there, Danilo, I'll let you take it back.
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect answer there. Yeah, so finally, finally I got into the right side. So the biggest reason why I suggest the premium is because you get a client success manager added into that. So someone who can do all the planning for you, the research, the creation of the profile. So from start to finish, they will build and maintain your profile. They will go ahead and educate you too as well, providing resources, advice, and best practices too as well. And then also promotional ideas. Every quarter, they're going to see where they can kind of find you more of a boost on mortar.com and really suggest that's the route that they take. So it's someone that really works hand in hand with you. So you can worry about your day-to-day operations. They worry about maxing out your visibility as much as possible on mortar.com. So it's a great tool to have. And not only that too as well, if you're a brand out there listening in right now and you're saying, hey, you know, the biggest issue that we have as a brand, as a manufacturer, is that we have a lot of dealers and reps all across the country. And, you know, they sell these products, which we don't necessarily know where they're going into. We don't have the photos. The great part about a client success manager is they see every single photo that comes into mortar.com and they recognize the products that are on each photo. So as they get familiar with your brand, they'll see photos come in and go, I really think this is so-and-so's product. And you reach out to them, they do, they confirm it, and then they go ahead and tag you on it. Plus now you have more photos for your portfolio too as well. So that is just some of the things. And sorry, I say client all the time, but customer success manager, I guess, would be the exact phrase that I should be using. The customer success manager goes ahead and does everything for you on mortar.com. And then, Jules, if you're listening, can we do just the next slide too as well?
And
Thank you so much.
Sorry, while you do that, Danilo, I know we're really, we're kind of over on time, so apologize to everybody. Thank you if you're able to stay on for another minute here. But another question that had come in was, you know, if these services, as far as how the CSM is servicing your profile and doing all that work for you, if that applies to any type of company that would be showcasing on Mortar, and the answer is yes. So whether you are in the brand category or the professional category, and whether you sell a product or you're selling services, yes, we support any type of company that can be showcasing on Mortar. Anybody who wants to be in front of that pure commercial audience and is really targeting the audience, whether it's, you know, again, those customers, those end users, or even the other professionals working within that industry. So, you know, maybe they work for one of those construction firms or those architectural firms. Maybe that's who you want to be with, or you want to be partnering with, or that end audience. So it's for everybody, and the CSM services would apply to any company that would like to showcase on the premium level.
Perfect. And then, yeah, just the last slide here, I'll just quickly mention that, yeah, as a premium versus a basic, premiums get about 19 times overall visibility on the site just because of the unlimited content they can put and different things like that. 19 times more visibility than a basic too. So another strong reason why a premium would definitely favor most companies, if not all companies, in the commercial construction and design industry.
Yep. All right. Well, again, we are over for time, so apologies to everybody for going a little bit over. Thank you for those of you who were able to hang on. You will receive an email following the webinar with a link to the recording, so you're able to access it, share it if needed. And then also just keep an eye out for future webinars that we're offering. We're going to be offering another webinar going into a little bit more detail about what the data is behind the profiles and the images, and just actually taking a deeper dive on that type of information and how the CSM helps supplement and do that, again, that heavy lifting for you. So watch for that. But in the meantime, get out there on Mortar, create a personal profile if you haven't already, even create a company profile, and then please reach out directly to myself or to Danilo with questions. If you have any interest in learning more, if you want to have a one-on-one conversation, we'd love to talk with you anytime. So thank you to everybody. Danilo, thanks for joining.
Thanks everyone. Yep.